indices for running our economy is the exchange rate, which is wrong, and I'll explain this. The government wants, the lower the exchange rate, the better the perception of governance. Truth is, it's wrong, and I'll explain. How many of us deal with the exchange rate? Very few. It's the elite few that deal with the exchange rate. We're the ones that have children abroad. We're the ones that want to go for medical checkup abroad. We are the ones that want to go on boat cruises and on all that. The indices for judging how well our economy is doing should be job creation. How many folks have work? And that's why I like what Ahmed was saying, right? We need to put, you can tout 200 million people, but if 160 of them have no jobs, then it's a tragedy and it's a disaster for you. Today, if you bring Arsenal and Man U to play in a stadium, you can't fill the stadium except it's free. If you go to any stadium, the last match they had in Uyo, I think it was the national team was playing, the stadium was full. Why? Because it was free. If you add 10 or 15 naira, the number will drop astronomically. So people are very price sensitive in this environment because disposable income does not exist. We literally live from hand to mouth. Now, the exchange rate, which is the folks like us are the ones that have access to government. And so if the exchange rate today should drop to 100 naira to $1, we are the ones that will go to government and say, yeah, you're doing very, very well, right? But guess what? It only encourages imports. Exports create jobs. Imports do not create jobs. Imports create jobs elsewhere, not here, okay? So for me, it really doesn't matter what the exchange rate is. What matters is that you calibrate it to an extent that it allows you to function because you still have to import a number of things, but also encourages you to export. So it's actually a political decision. It's not, you can't leave it solely to economics because you need to create jobs, and that is the basis, that is the crux of the Niger conundrum, our inability to create jobs. Sadly, in a nation where everything is in short supply, we should have folks that hold 2-3 jobs because there's so much to be done that has not been done. This is a time where we should have, the Nigerian dream, where you can think it just because there's so much to be done. So, but why aren't we doing it? Simple. You can't get credit to do anything, no matter how smart. A chap comes to me the other day, he wants to do a biogas thing. Brilliant idea. He wants to create this biogas thing from garbage. We have an oversupply of the raw material, but he doesn't have the capital to do it. And he's asking for only 20 million naira to start the project. And there are thousands and thousands of them along the way. The nation is fed from rents, as they have said. And rather than have a bottom-up approach, we have a top-down approach. In other words, the government makes money and tries to infuse it down, rather than the people creating wealth and the government living off the people through taxes. So by the time it gets to the government, it has gone through everyone in society. But right now, the money goes to the government, and government tries. It's what I call a goodwill economy. And that's why when you go to a government office and you're greeted and over-greeted and greeted, it's a very sophisticated way of begging for money. And you look at it, the security man at the gate there probably earns 20,000, 25,000 naira a month. He has 9 children. You know that money is not going to keep him going. But the position he occupies, right, is what keeps him going. So he's there at that gate. A lot of big men are coming to see the minister and all that, and he greets them so profusely. You'll be shocked. What he gets from that position a day is more than his entire salary of the month, okay? And the day he doesn't come to work, he'll tell his assistant, and this is the true story, that I beg, whatever you get, we make an average of about 20, 30K a year, so don't tell me that. You can't shortchange me. And so you have a goodwill economy. We're all dependent on the goodwill of others. Now, it's very unkind. If we're all born equal, right? But I have to depend on your goodwill to survive, then you're creating a certain level of inequality which is very dangerous to each and every one of us.